Finishing relaunch week is our latest story about Reddit and its problem with abuse, which we did in partnership with Engadget. Let us know what you think and don't forget to like and share.
Yeah, I've had rape threats, I've had death threats. We've had people send images of animal abuse or child pornography. Like, they try and bait you to click on it. They want to do it just to shock you or upset you or disturb you, I guess, because they're angry.
Yeah, I had 3 death threats this past month because I sticky to comment telling people not to make death threats.
You get singled out as a mod, you get harassed because of free volunteering job you're doing. Often these lead to moderators getting either doxxed or kind of death threat. Like, literally, that's the first go-to. It's like, I'm gonna find you and kill you.
For the last 4 years, Emily has volunteered to moderate content on several sizable subreddits, which are large online discussion forums, including R News with 16.3 million subscribers and R London with 114,000 subscribers. In a joint investigation, Engadget and Point spoke to 10 Reddit moderators about the abuse they face as unpaid staff of the US's third most popular website. Keeping the front page of the internet clean has become a thankless, abusive, and mentally draining task, yet Reddit's administration isn't helping in the way it should.
Often it starts when you remove someone's post or they've messaged modmail for some reason and you've responded. As soon as they can attach a username to your moderator action, that's when you might become a target.
Most subreddits have their own bylaws, but racism, sexism, and hate speech are targeted by moderators on pretty much any thread. The clear majority of abuse is in response to moderators calling users out when they break the rules. In trying to keep the conversation clean, they become a target.
This has been a problem in our technology in particular, specifically because of the net neutrality debate. And we are bound by site law to act on these threats, be they credible or not, and remove the comments. More egregious violations are met with temporary bans of 30 or 60 days. It's not like you're completely blocked from going to the subreddit. It's just you can't comment because you fucked up. You broke the rules. You couldn't keep it together. Like, just take a chill pill for 30 days. It's cool. You're still going to be around. Just chill. And people did not take kindly to being reminded to chill.
Sometimes I'd remove a comment, let's say, someone's calling someone the N-word, and I'd ban him for a period of time or indefinitely. They would reply to the ban message, all right, in our mod mail and be like, what happened? What did I say wrong? You tell them, well, you broke a civility rule, so we banned you. If they see that you're replying under Galaboob, then, they're gonna troll you. And then they're gonna, regardless of the sub, they're gonna fixate on you as a moderator. Even if you're having the best day, reading a message like that, even if it's just like, I'm gonna kill you, or walk in front of the bus, it's shitty, whatever happens, even if you're happiest person on earth.
Experts say this kind of regular online abuse is known to create mental health problems.
It absolutely is a major risk factor for things like depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, different forms of anxiety as well. That does interact with individual characteristics. So probably most people would be able to cope with this up to a certain point. However, a minority of individuals wouldn't be able to. So I suspect the people who are vulnerable drop out quite early because it hurts so much. And you would have the people who remain in maybe have a higher threshold. I imagine it is quite a self-selective thing.
Whilst Reddit has made changes to improve how abuse is tackled, moderators we've spoken to fear they don't go far enough and don't solve the core issue.
If we ever see any suicidal posts, if we ever have any concerns that any of our mods might be depressed or suicidal, we can forward that to the Reddit admins and they'll check in on them, give them pertinent information, like maybe the suicide hotline number. And then there's also a moderator team. They reach out to people who look like they could use some help. So I think there is a mechanism, but it's not the strongest because it's so informal, where we could deal with a more robust system.
In a feature known as ModMail, users can message all of the moderators of a subreddit, which has become a natural forum for abuse. 2 years ago, Reddit introduced a function where the moderators can mute an offensive Redditor for 72 hours, but that doesn't solve the problem.
It used to be that if somebody messaged you in ModMail, they could just keep messaging you over and over again, and you could block them, but it wouldn't stop all the other moderators being able to see all the messages. It would just be you that didn't see them. But you sometimes still get people who, after the 72 hours, just send you another message, so you mute them again, and then another message, and it goes on for ages. I think the longest one I've seen is like a year and a half now.
Moderators also complain of feeling ignored when they report abusive messages. They say they almost never hear back from administrators and aren't told whether the account was removed from the site or not.
Reddit has gone far out of their way to be as little involved with moderation as possible, to the extent where they need to keep the site running. They'll do anything that breaks like the terms, and that's it, and they might take care of it. But I know most people don't even try to send users to the admins anymore because it seems like they never respond. Or if they do, it's so vague and unsatisfactory that what's the point?
So what can Reddit do to fix these issues? Experts and moderators have a range of solutions they believe could have a significant impact on the problem.
For certain subreddits that are large enough, you should get moral support, no joke. Like actual moral support for like psychological support. Talk to a specialist after you get absolutely abused.
It would be good to have like a country-specific resource, because the laws on cyberbullying in the UK are different to America, which will be different to other countries. And I think if Reddit did do something like that, I can see it being just America-specific. And actually, a lot of subreddits, even if they're American-themed subreddits, have moderators from all over the world, because it's handy to have people awake at different times. Even if it's just a case of like, what's the best thing to do if somebody finds out like who you are in real life and threatens to do stuff? Can you go to the police if they've just got the Reddit username? I actually don't know the answer to that.
Reddit has responsibility in making sure that people working for them know what they need to do. So take screenshots, for example, recording, so they have as much information as possible should it go to prosecution. So that's the legal side, but also from the kind of mental health and support side, to make sure that they have regular check-ins, to make sure that they have things like resilience training, which I bet they don't.
Since, you can enter in any fake email you want and then just not verify the account and post. Most spam comes from brand new accounts. And even with the protections that some subreddits have, where they disallow any submission from an account younger than X number of weeks, even with that, after those 2 weeks, those people will be posting anyway. So I think an email address verification should be 100% necessary, and it would help curb the problem.
We reached out to Reddit for comment. Here's what he had to say.
Reddit has doubled in size in the past 2 years in order to ensure we have the teams in place to make the improvements needed. This includes expanding our trust and safety team and our community team, as well as building engineering solutions for detecting and addressing bad behaviour so it doesn't become a burden on moderators.
There has never been a more important time to support independent media and investigative journalism. So if you like the work we do, then subscribe to our channel, send us tips, and most importantly, if you can, pledge to our Patreon and help keep us going and keep us uncovering these stories. Cheers.